All right, we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Welcome back to the Law Entrance YouTube channel and to another session of the Hindu analysis. Today is 10th of July 2026. It's a Friday morning and we are live. I hope I'm audible and visible. Who all are here? Harsimrat is here, Pratyush is here, Charu is here. Very good morning, folks. ठीक है चलो बढ़िया है एक बार yes दे दो in the chat box if I'm audible and visible. Quick yes in the chat, please. Okay, ठीक है. Pratyush is saying I'm jealous of the region where you live. आ जाओ आप भी. What's stopping you? ठीक है. Let's start today's discussion. 10th of July. अरे एक सेकेंड रुको. अपडेट नहीं हुआ है. This was India, Australia. This was Manipur. Yep. Okay, so three articles in today's discussion. One is regarding changes to the Wildlife Board. There's a petition regarding this. There's a PIL specifically. So we'll talk about it. Then Modi ji is in Australia, so we'll talk about India, Australia, of course, and then we'll have an editorial which talks about the SIR exercise in Manipur and how that's not a great idea. These are the three articles we're going to discuss. Apart from that, three new vocab words and around 9-10 articles on the paper. Not a lengthy paper today. It's a relatively shorter newspaper. Not a lot of relevant articles today. But okay, we'll see what all is relevant, what all is worth studying. प्रत्युष भाई पूछ रहे हैं कहाँ है उत्तराखंड यार. Pakshal is here. Yera Pragada is here. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the stream. Cool. Awesome. Let's start today's discussion. I hope everything is audible and visible. Let's go to the paper. थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी चलेंगे आज. We'll try to wrap things up a little bit faster today because थोड़ा सा under the weather हूँ मैं आज. Wanna rest. Okay, the Hindu newspaper, 10th of July, Friday. Let's go. Let's start. India, Australia moved to deepen cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. You can see Modi ji shaking hands with the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. And काफ़ी सारी चीज़ों पे यहाँ पे discussion हुआ है. Lot of agreements, MOUs, etc. Like always. They also signed a joint declaration on defense and security cooperation that they would increase military cooperation between the two countries and military exercises conduct कराई जाएंगी more frequently, more complex exercises to improve the interoperability of both the countries. Then we talked about information sharing with regards to security developments, intelligence, and all of that thing. We also talked about defense industry ka collaboration, manufacturing, technology, research, military supply chains, and personal training as well. We also talked about civil nuclear energy agreements because, as we've already discussed, Australia has large reserves of uranium and they would supply them to us commercially for peaceful nuclear power generation. So that is also nice. Critical mineral पे भी discussion हमारा हुआ है. We'll take critical minerals for EVs, solar panels, electronics, minerals like lithium, cobalt, nickel, etc. And then we have had a discussion on cyber cooperation, critical technology, supply chains, all of those things. So yeah, तो ये सारी बातें हैं. इन सारी बातों पे ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ हमने बातचीत कर ली है. So it's good. Okay. Yara Pragada saying, sir, my name is Akshara. Okay. Welcome to the stream, Akshara. Good to have you. Kartikeya is here. All right. Kya baat hai? So good to see you back, buddy. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Was going to NUJS today for document verification. Decided to drop by. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for dropping by. Really appreciate it. And yeah, all the best for the journey ahead. So happy for you once again. For people who don't know, Kartike was our student. Was a very regular attendee of our Hindu analysis last year, going to NUJS as he rightly mentioned. So yeah, congratulations once again, and all the very best. Keep in touch and have fun at law school. Saman Mehra is here. Slow morning today, Pratyush says. ठीक है, बढ़िया है. Slow mornings are good mornings. Ashiket is here. Good morning. Charu is congratulating Kartike. Yep, big congratulations. Kartike, wanna share any wisdom with the folks here? Any tips? Anything you wanna tell these folks who are your upcoming juniors? Please feel free to drop in some wisdom nuggets. Okay, on the right hand side, we see Modi ji hailing Australia's social media ban on minors. We are all aware that Australia may children below 16 years cannot access social media. तो मोदी जी ने कहा कि हम भी प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं आपका ये आइडिया कॉपी करने की. एंड बढ़िया अप्रोच है, तारीफ कर दी उन्होंने उनके आइडिया की, ताकि एंथनी भाई को बढ़िया लग जाए. So yeah, Modi ji probably said something like, "Great idea, mate. We'll also do it, mate. In India, mate." तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया का ये जो लॉ है इसको बोलते हैं ऑनलाइन सेफ्टी अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 2024. ऑनलाइन सेफ्टी अमेंडमेंट सोशल मीडिया मिनिमम एज एक्ट, दैट्स द फुल नेम, which requires social media companies to verify the age of the users and prevent children who are below 16 from accessing these platforms, ताकि उनको प्रोटेक्ट किया जा सके from cyberbullying, from harmful content, from online addiction, online gaming, mental health issues, all of those things. And our Union Ministry for Information Technology is also considering the same age related restrictions. And they said that that's the right way to go. So, yeah, you might see similar restrictions in our country as well. Pratyush has college. Bye bye, Pratyush. Tata. Have a good day. Okay, moving forward. Four internationals detained last year pushed into Bangladesh, return home. Okay, good. Monsoon has covered the entire country a day later than normal, ऐसा अनाउंस किया है इंडियन मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट ने. सो साउथ वेस्ट मानसून की यहाँ पे बात हो रही है, विच प्राइमरली ब्रिंग्स रेनफॉल टू द एंटायर कंट्री. एंड 10th जुलाई को ऑफिशियली मानसून ने पूरी कंट्री को कवर कर लिया है, विच इज़ वन डे लेटर देन द नॉर्मल डेट. जर्नी कंप्लीट करी है मानसून ने अपनी 35 डेज की. इट अराइव्ड ऑन 5th of June in Kerala, and now it has advanced into the remaining parts of the country: Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Uttarakhand, UP, and so on. And now the entire country is under the southwest monsoon, जो कि हमारा रेनी सीजन है, मानसून सीजन है, which helps agriculture, water resources, hydroelectric power, and other things. सो या इस बार जो है मानसून थोड़ा सा बिलो नॉर्मल रहने वाला है. ये पहले से ही प्रिडिक्शन आ गया है. इट्स गोइंग टू बी स्लाइटली वीकर देन प्रीवियस ईयर्स, बट अभी के लिए तो मानसून इज इन फुल स्विंग इन मोस्ट प्लेसेस. दिल्ली एनसीआर में अभी बारिश हुई, महाराष्ट्र में तो हम सुन ही रहे हैं रोज बारिश हो रही है. सो ट्रैफिक डिसरप्शंस हो रहे हैं, फ्लडिंग हो रही है, वाटर लॉगिंग हो रही है. बट गुड रेनफॉल डज नॉट गारंटी वेट जुलाई, ऐसा आईएमडी का कहना है कि भाई बिलो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल रहने वाली है, 94% रहेगी हिस्टोरिकल एवरेज से. एंड दैट इज रेलिवेंट बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ आवर एग्रीकल्चर डिपेंड्स ऑन रेनफॉल. जुलाई में यूजुअली हाईएस्ट रेनफॉल होती है अमंग द फोर मानसून मंथ्स, जून, जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर. तो उसमें से जुलाई में सबसे ज़्यादा होती है. एंड दैट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर द ग्रोथ ऑफ आर खारिफ क्रॉप्स. व्हाट आर खारिफ क्रॉप्स? राइस, cotton, soybean, maize. These are your kharif crops which are sown at this particular time, and उनके irrigation में help होती है, ground water में help होती है through the southwest monsoon. ठीक है, cool. Okay. Karthik is saying, stay consistent, guys. There will be days where you won't feel like working hard, but don't let that get to you. Keep on pushing hard, stay consistent with mocks and GK, and don't ever doubt yourself. That's solid advice, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, Karthik remembers Charu. Nice. Remembers every one of us. Still think about Nare kya baat hai. That's so nice of you. Yeah, Priyanshi is also, I think, Priyanshi is going to Nalsar, I think. Earlier she was planning NUJs, but I think she got into Nalsar. Akanksha is saying, thank you for this explanation, sir. Because of you, I actually started understanding news properly. I'm so glad to hear that. You're most welcome. That's my job. That's the bare minimum which I have to do. So, yeah, that's nice that you're able to understand these articles. Keep regularly attending the sessions. And yeah, that would be nice. Okay, this was city-based news. We can skip city-based news. Moving forward, MP government ignoring state's interest in Narmada Pact. ऐसा कांग्रेस कह रही है. Congress is demanding a white paper. A white paper is essentially an official document with all these details regarding a project. And background यहाँ पे ये है that we're talking about the Narmada River project, which is a river which flows through Narmada and goes towards Maharashtra, Gujarat, parts of Rajasthan as well, before finally draining in the Arabian Sea. So Narmada is a west flowing river, along with another river called Tapi. Other South Indian rivers are mostly east flowing rivers, जैसे Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, Mahanadi. They flow towards the east and drain in the Bay of Bengal. तो यहाँ पे ये चार स्टेट्स जो हैं जहाँ पे नर्मदा फ्लो करती है विच इज एमपी, गुजरात, महाराष्ट्र एंड राजस्थान, इन्होंने आपस में मिलकर दे हैव साइंड एन एग्रीमेंट टू सॉल्व देयर disputes, long pending disputes related to the Narmada project. And this is regarding land compensation, this is regarding rehab of displaced people, this is regarding financial settlements. Finally, they have finalized their agreement in the presence of our home minister. And this is going to be a one time settlement to resolve this decades long dispute regarding the Narmada project and to settle all old dues and cost which were going on because of the legal disputes. Now, why is opposition protesting against this? That's the key question here. Congress and CPIM, which are in opposition in the MP government, they are saying that the MP government is ignoring the state's interest. They are accepting an unfair financial settlement. They are giving in to the pressure from the central government, and they are failing to protect the rights of the people of MP who are affected by this project. And that's why they are asking for a white paper, an explanatory document, you could say, in simple terms, to explain why they are doing this. कांग्रेस का कहना है कि the Narmada, which flows for about 100 and 1300 odd kilometers with 1000 kilometers in Madhya Pradesh, should receive greater benefits and stronger protection because large part of Narmada flows through MP. And he also claimed that most of the affected villages are in MP as well, around 180, 178 to be specific, out of the 230 affected villages are in MP. So we should get a better deal in the agreement with respect to the displacement which has happened due to the hydropower project on the Narmada River. What is the name of the project? It's the Sardar Sarovar project, which is built on the Narmada River. So they are demanding more compensation essentially from other states. ठीक है, cool. बीजेपी का कहना है कि भाई हमने जो है सारी बातचीत कर ली है, डिस्कशन कर लिया है एंड एवरीथिंग इज गुड टू गो, बट ऑपोजिशन इज नॉट हैप्पी विद दिस. ओके. Sure is saying, sir, my mock score is not increasing. What should I do? Sure यार, मेरे पास भी सवाल है आपके लिए. यार, मेरा जो है मेरे सिक्स पैक एब्स नहीं बन रहे हैं. What should I do? What do you think? First you answer my question, then I'll answer your question. बताओ मेरे एब्स क्यों नहीं बन पा रहे हैं? Tell me, what do you think? Yeah, Karthikeya, definitely looking forward to your mail. No trouble at all. No trouble. Would be happy to help in whatever way I can to help you navigate law school. Many of the people who were attendees last year are still in touch on mail. So, yeah, happy to answer on your mail. Practice and go to gym and do exercise. How do you know I don't go to the gym? How do you know I don't exercise? You're assuming that. How do you know I don't take a good diet? What I'm trying to get at is you'll have to describe your problem in more detail कि भाई आप कर क्या रहे हो, है ना? Where are you losing marks? Which subject are you losing marks? What exactly is causing you to lose marks? Is it accuracy? Is it time management? Is it a particular section? Is it a particular topic? Is it your strategy? Is it concepts? What? ऐसे आप मुझे पूछोगे मॉक में स्कोर नहीं बढ़ रहा तो मैं कैसे आपको आंसर दूंगा? इट्स अ वेरी ब्रॉड क्वेश्चन, है ना? जैसे एब्स नहीं बन रहे, इज अ ब्रॉड क्वेश्चन। यू हैव टू आस्क मी, सर आपका वेट क्या है, सर आपकी हाइट क्या है, सर आपकी डाइट क्या है, सर आपकी एक्सरसाइज क्या है, सर आपका रूटीन क्या है, सर आपकी स्लीप साइकिल क्या है। ये सारी चीजें जब मुझे पता होंगी तब मैं बताऊंगा ना किसी को कि एब्स क्यों नहीं बन रहे और क्या करना चाहिए। सो या, टेल मी मोर इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से। Write me an email, describe the whole issue in detail, give me your mock scores from the past 2 3 mocks, section wise breakup, and tell me where you are losing marks, where are you facing difficulties, and then maybe we can understand your problem better. Make sense? I hope that's fair. ठीक है? ठीक है कि नहीं ठीक है? जल्दी बताओ। साउंड्स गुड। मेरे आपके पास मेरी ईमेल आईडी नहीं है तो आप नोट डाउन कर सकते हो, मैं दे देता हूँ चैट बॉक्स में। ओके, श्योर है? वी गुड टू गो? भाई यस नो तो दे दो चैट में। ठीक है। Sometimes in English my score goes up, sometimes down. Okay, means it's fluctuating. Yeah, that I figured. Something goes up, something goes down. Fluctuation कहते हैं उसको। सही है। In logical I face problems in solving AR questions. ठीक है। एक बार मुझे फिर भी आप मेल लिखो स्कोर्स के साथ। एंड what are the type of questions which you're getting wrong in English in the past couple of mocks? What are the type of AR questions you're getting wrong? And then we'll work towards a solution. Kashi Singh, sir, do we have to memorize the whole dictionary for English section? Nahi, bhai, absolutely not. Do you think I remember the whole dictionary? That's absolutely not. No one remembers the human dictionary. I don't think anyone on earth knows the entire dictionary. So the answer is no, obviously not. There are high frequency words. There are around 7,000 words which you need to know. Uh, that would be good to go. And उसमें भी you can mostly understand all of those words, most of those words through the context. So yeah, the solution is reading the newspaper regularly, reading the editorial, encountering new words, finding up their meaning, antonyms, synonyms, using them in sentences, bringing them into daily practice, increasing exposure to the English language, and slowly you will get there. It's a slow journey, it's a process. But definitely, you don't need to remember the entire dictionary. Even Shashi Tharoor does not remember the entire dictionary. I can bet on that. Okay, cool. आगे चलते हैं हम लोग. Let's move forward. ठीक है. Sena corporate checks into hospital. Not important. Not important. Gujarat launches data center policy target 6 lakh crore investments and 7.5 gigawatt capacity. Okay. This is the first ever data center policy. And this was launched in Gandhinagar, which is the capital of Gujarat. That's all we need to know. Okay, आगे चलते हैं. Let's move forward. Nothing important here. 3 more dead in Wayanad debris slip. Pinarayi Vijayan defends the tunnel project. Pinarayi Vijayan was the ex-CM of Kerala. Who's the current CM of Kerala? Can you guys quickly tell me in the chat? Who's the current chief minister? Wayanad ये में जो tragedy हुई थी हम discuss कर चुके हैं already. So nothing new here. Opposition on mission to criticize सनातन धर्म, ऐसा कह रहे हैं योगी जी. काफ़ी कोशिश करी जा रही है कवर अप करने की the whole Ram Mandir fiasco. We have already discussed that. Native village in the dark on Keralites' death in Sri Lanka. श्रीलंका में प्रिजन राइट्स में केरला के व्यक्ति की जान चली गई एंड उनके गांव में जो है उस वजह से काफ़ी सैडनेस है. दैट्स व्हाट डार्कनेस मीन्स हियर. Heavy rain brings down 150-year-old clock tower at Kozhikode railway station. That's sad. 150-year-old heritage clock tower. You can see in the picture it's fallen. Sad. Okay. AIDS Prevention Society launches drive to improve HIV diagnosis in Karnataka. Karnataka to revive digital initiative to combat fake news. Okay. Nothing relevant for us. Moving forward, moving forward, moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. Okay. Editorial. SIR in Manipur will discuss this one on the PPT. So we'll skip that for now. On the left hand side, we see a perfect storm, a combination of natural calamity and human failure laid Wayanad low. So again, we're talking about the Wayanad tragedy. We have discussed this. This happened on 7th of July, and there was a under construction twin tunnel. So one end of the tunnel going this way, one end of the tunnel coming this way. And because of heavy rainfall, debris is हिंदी में जिसको आप कहते हो मलबा, that slided near the entrance of the under construction tunnel, and उस वजह से 6 people passed away. And Kerala government has now suspended the construction till the investigation gets completed. अब यहाँ पे the editorial says that this was because of two reasons. One is of course the heavy rainfall, the natural causes, but secondly there was also human error. There was also human lack of judgment. This area is close to a place called चूरल माला, जहाँ पे 2024 में भी बहुत devastating landslides हुई थी वायनाड में. And this begs the question that why is Wayanad so vulnerable to these disasters? उसका simple reason ये है that Wayanad, which is in North Kerala, has steep slopes, थोड़ा mountain type का region है, mountainous ecosystem है, which is fragile in nature. And जब भी heavy monsoon rainfall होती है उससे यहाँ पे काफ़ी ज़्यादा impact आ जाता है. इससे पहले भी एक बार 2018 में, if I'm not wrong, floods आए थे केरला में. Then landslides almost every second year keeps on happening, so it's kind of a disaster prone area. And ये जो tunnel project था, this was supposed to connect two places, one place in Kozhikode to another place in Wayanad, to reduce the travel time and improve connectivity of course. But यहाँ पे काफ़ी सारे environmental concerns थे that this project was cutting through fragile hills, and tunnel का जो excavation था that destabilized the slopes, and that made it even more prone to landslides. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो है प्रोजेक्ट पे रोक लगा दी है, and yeah, now investigation is ongoing on what exactly happened. ठीक है. VD Satishan is correct. That's current Kerala CM. हाँ, आज के एडिटोरियल्स आर बेटर, दैट्स ट्रू. एक फिर भी रिपीटेड है, ईरान यूएस आज भी है डिस्कशन में. इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया वाला भी हम डिस्कस कर लिया है हमने मोर और लेस, सो वी कैन स्किप दिस वन. Iran US भी we have discussed way too many times, can skip this one. Should India restart dialogue with Pakistan? Now this is more of a interview. Two people talking about various questions related to diplomacy with Pakistan. Should we restart dialogue or not? Okay, you can read it if you want to. Nothing new specific here. Why is the center revising the NFSA? We have discussed this as well in previous sessions. This is the National Food Security Act with respect to the AAY, which is the Antyodaya Anna Yojana. अन्ना नहीं, अन्न योजना. अन्न मतलब फूड ग्रेन है यहाँ पे. वैसे अन्ना का मतलब ब्रदर होता है इन तमिलनाडु. अन्ना इज ब्रदर, अक्का इज सिस्टर in Tamil and Telugu. So yeah, Center is revising the National Food Security Act, and let's read the gist of this. They have proposed amending this to change the AAY food grain entitlement from a household-based system to a per capita system of 7 kg per person, subject to a maximum of 35 kg per household, to address inequities in the existing system. So in simple words, पहले system ये था that every household could get 35 kg of food grains, irrespective of how many members. दो members हैं तो भी 35 kg मिल जाएगा, और 20 मेंबर्स हैं तो अभी 35 kg ही मिलेगा. बट नाउ अगर 2 मेंबर्स हैं तो आपको 14 kg मिलेगा, 7 kg पर पर्सन. अगर 5 मेंबर्स हैं तो 7 into 5 35 पर पर्सन मिलेगा. और अगर 10 मेंबर्स हैं तो भी 35 ही मिलेगा, बिकॉज 35 इज द अपर लिमिट. Tamil Nadu and Kerala have opposed the proposal, arguing that it will reduce food grain allocation for households with fewer than 5 members and increase the burden on poor families, especially in states with predominantly nuclear families, smaller families. While the center says the amendment will make food grain distribution more equitable, critics warn it could widen regional disparities, and some have suggested a middle path of fixing a 30 kg allocation per household. Fair. So that's the change. Okay. Marathi in the long politics behind the language questions. You can read on your own. हमारे लिए उतना important नहीं है, but it's a good article. It's a pretty good article. You should definitely read it. Lawrence Bishnoi ran decentralized syndicate, wanted SK killed to instill fear. ऐसा यूएस का कहना है. Who is SK? Any guesses, folks? कौन से SK की यहाँ पे बात हो रही है? क्या आप लोग बता सकते हैं? वैसे तो लिखा ही है आर्टिकल में. Talking about Salubhai Salman Khan. That's the SK. तो कल भी हमने डिस्कशन किया था इस पे रिगार्डिंग लॉरेंस बिश्नोई एंड हिज ऑपरेशंस विच आर वर्किंग फ्रॉम जेल. एंड यूएस डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जस्टिस ने चार्जेस फाइल किए हैं against the Lawrence Bistoy gang for their involvement in crimes across India, Canada, US, Europe, etc. And they have also recently disclosed about the alleged plot to kill Sallu Bhai. They're saying that Lawrence Bishnoi allegedly intended to murder him, although they did not name the person, they just called it SK and a famous Indian celebrity. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They wanted to do this because they wanted to strengthen the gang's reputation and create fear among the public and increase their influence. Lawrence Bishnoi is currently in a high security prison in Ahmedabad since 2023, but Wasi is operating his crime network across various states and countries and doing activities like extortion, violent crimes, cross border operations, etc. Cool. आगे चले. Let's move forward. सुनील कुमार नहीं है यार, it's सलमान खान. It's not सुनील कुमार. ठीक है. Nothing important here. Nothing important here either. NDA ruled states universities object to the centralization provision in VBSA. What is the VBSA? बताओ जल्दी इस chat box में. What is VBSA? The Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishtan Bill, which is a bill to reform India's higher education regulatory system. तो करेंटली ये जो है एग्जामिन किया जा रहा है बाय कमिटी, द जॉइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटी. एंड इसके अंडर काफ़ी सारे स्टेट्स की गवर्नमेंट, सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी, स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटीज, दे हैव एक्सप्रेस द कंसर्न दैट दिस अपकमिंग बिल विल बी गिविंग टू मच पावर टू द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. क्या है ये बिल? This bill is going to repeal, मतलब cancel the laws which govern UGC, which is University Grant Commission, which is a body which governs universities in India. So UGC के laws repeal कर देगा ये. Then AICTE, which is All India Council for Technical Education, तो आपके जो engineering colleges है AICTE के अंदर आते हैं, उसके सारे laws repeal हो जाएंगे. National Council for Teacher Education, उसके सारे laws repeal हो जाएंगे. And this would put them all under a single umbrella regulation called the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishtan. The objective is to create a unified regulatory framework for higher education. Now, the question is, why are these states concerned? The concern is because of centralization of power, taking more power towards the center, reducing the power of the states, reducing the autonomy of the states. They are arguing that this would reduce the independence of the new regulator and this would weaken the role of the state governments. एजुकेशन जो है हमारे कंट्री में कौन सी लिस्ट में आता है बताओ? यूनियन लिस्ट में, स्टेट लिस्ट में या कंकरेंट लिस्ट में? आई होप ऑल ऑफ यू आर अवेयर the difference between the three different lists: यूनियन लिस्ट, स्टेट लिस्ट, कंकरेंट लिस्ट. स्कूल में शायद आपने पढ़ा होगा सिविक्स में. एजुकेशन इज अ पार्ट ऑफ विच लिस्ट इज माई क्वेश्चन. Concurrent list, absolutely correct, perfect. So that is why states as well as center are having the powers to make laws on education, but this particular bill would give too much powers in the hand of the central government. Specifically यहाँ पे clause 11 की एक बात हो रही है, which is the power to grant degrees, the power to accredit colleges to award degrees directly. And states का कहना है कि ये जो clause 11 है, this would bypass the state universities and state governments का रोल जो है कम हो जाएगा इसमें. एक और clause है which is in dispute, which is clause 45, which allows the union government to issue binding policy directions to the VBSA and decide what counts as a policy matter, what does not count as a policy matter. So again, basically more power in the hands of the center and less powers in the hands of the state. That's why they are protesting against this particular bill, VBSA. ठीक है. Okay, moving forward. Examine call records of Ram Temple employees, says Akhilesh Yadav. Okay. CISF has seized over 428 tons of illegal coal in Jharkhand and West Bengal. CISF is Central Industrial Security Force. Yeah, is one of the पुलिस पैरा पुलिस फोर्सेस कह सकते हो आप. सेंट्रल आर्म पुलिस फोर्सेस, CAPF. एयरपोर्ट्स वगैरह पे भी आपको देखने को मिलती है CISF. तो CISF ने जो है 428 टन्स ऑफ इलीगल कोल पकड़ा है इन दीज टू स्टेट्स बिटवीन 4th and 8th July. दिस वॉज इलीगली माइंड या फिर इलीगली ट्रांसपोर्टेड कोल. इन्होंने रिकवर कर लिया है, FIR वगैरह फाइल कर ली है, सीज कर लिया है ये सारा कोल एंड व्हीकल्स which were related to that. And now legal proceedings would start as per the MMDRA. What is MMDRA? Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act of 1957. तो इन्होंने ये ऑपरेशन चलाया था. इस ऑपरेशन का नाम था जीरो कोल लीकेज, which is, as the name suggests, to prevent illegal coal mining and stop the theft of coals from mines and curb the unauthorized storage and transport of these coal related resources. एंड इन्होंने काफ़ी सारे एरियाज को यहाँ पे कवर किया. दे प्राइमरली लुक्ड एट सब्सिडरीज ऑफ कोल इंडिया लिमिटेड, विच वर भारत कुकिंग कोल लिमिटेड, ईस्टर्न कोल फील्ड्स लिमिटेड, सेंट्रल कोल फील्ड्स लिमिटेड. दीज आर ऑल गवर्नमेंट backed companies which are involved in mining and coal transportation. इन्होंने इंटेलिजेंस बेस्ड ऑपरेशन किया by coordinating with Coal India subsidiaries, local police and district administration. एंड जो लोग इन्वॉल्व थे उनको अरेस्ट कर लिया गया. सो दैट्स गुड. ठीक है. चारू सिंह, पीपल कैन हैव अदर हॉबीज. क्या कॉन्टेक्स्ट था इस बात का, भूल गया मैं. नो टैक्स एग्जेम्पशन फॉर सेम सेक्स कपल, सेज द इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट. तो यूजुअली जो कपल होते हैं उनको कुछ रिलैक्सेशन मिल जाते हैं टैक्स में, बट सेम सेक्स कपल को वो एग्जेम्पशंस नहीं दिए जा रहे हैं. The department says petitioners are trying to use the Income Tax Act to alter the meaning of spouse. Okay, interesting. Navy orders probe into crash of unmanned aerial vehicle near Porbandar. Porbandar is a place in Gujarat, and Porbandar is famous for which individual? बताओ किसका जन्म हुआ था पोरबंदर गुजरात में. पोरबंदर में हुआ क्या है, इंडियन नेवी को एक क्रैश हुआ UAV मिला है, अनमैन्ड एरियल व्हीकल. दिस इज अ दृष्टि 10 स्टारलाइनर जो धर्मपुर विलेज में मिला है इन पोरबंदर. देयर वर नो कैजुअलिटीज और इंजरीज, but yeah, this drone sort of crashed during a training session near Porbandar airfield, and इसका जो wreckage है वो रिकवर कर लिया गया. टेक्निकल एग्जामिनेशन इज गोइंग ऑन एंड नेवी ने ऑर्डर कर दिया बोर्ड ऑफ इंक्वायरी टू सी व्हाई दिस मैल फंक्शन हैपेंड. So the Drishti 10 Starliner is a medium altitude, long endurance drone, which is India's version of an Israeli drone called Hermes 900. इसको इंडिया में अडानी डिफेंस एंड एरोस्पेस मैन्युफैक्चर करती है अंडर लाइसेंसिंग फ्रॉम एल्बिट सिस्टम्स विच इज़ फ्रॉम इसराइल। तो टेक्नोलॉजी इसराइल की है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हमारी खुद की है। एंड ये ड्रोन यूज़ होता है इन मैरीटाइम सर्वेलेंस, बॉर्डर ट्रैकिंग, टारगेट ट्रैकिंग, लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन मिशंस, इंटेलिजेंस, सर्वेलेंस, ऑल ऑफ दोज थिंग्स। ठीक है। सो दैट्स ऑल वी हैव। अच्छा, इसके वाला न्यूज़ कह रहे हो? ओके, ठीक है। Plea filed in Delhi High Court against functioning of wildlife board. This we'll see on the PPT. AI poses a relatively lower risk to India's GCC jobs, says our chief economic advisor. Okay. US Iran exchange more attacks across West Asia, threatening deal. Ukraine drones strike Russian oil depots and tankers. Syria welcomes US announcement of removal from blacklist. Shoe factory fire kills 28 people in China. Sri Lankan universities close and shift to online due to dengue cases. 65,000 cases in the island. And that's a lot. ठीक है, FIFA World Cup is ongoing. Wimbledon is ongoing. Mukova and Noskova are going to be playing the Wimbledon final for the women's title, and Djokovic and Sinner are going to be playing it for the male's title. इंग्लैंड ने T20 सीरीज जीत ली है इंडिया से। ऑलराइट, that's all in today's paper, folks. Let's come back to our PPT, finish off the remaining three articles. Okay, we're talking about the Wildlife Board here. A group of retired forest and wildlife officials and conservationists moved the Delhi High Court with a PIL challenging the functioning of the National Board for Wildlife (NBWL) and its standing committee, alleging that the two bodies have become a clearinghouse that routinely diverts protected areas to roads, mining, industry, and other non-conservation projects. They claim that the standing committee approved more than 97% of proposals for diverting, reducing, or denotifying protected lands between 2014 and 26, often considering over 100 proposals in a single day. The petition says the full NBWL, meant to meet annually, convened in 2025 after a 13-year gap, leaving the Standing Committee as its de facto operational arm. The NBWL, the National Board for Wildlife, is an apex statutory authority on wildlife under the 1972 Wildlife Protection Act. It's chaired by the Prime Minister, with the Environment Minister as the vice chairperson. It has 47 members, headed by the PM, and members include officials involved in wildlife conservation, Chief of Army Staff, Defense Secretary, Expenditure Secretary, 10 conservationists, ecologists, environmentalists nominated by the government, and they promote conservation and development of wildlife and forest. They ensure that no tiger reserve is diverted to unsustainable use without approval and without advice from the NTC, National Tiger Conservation Authority. इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया की बातचीत हमने कर ली है ऑलरेडी, सो इट्स प्रीटी मच द सेम थिंग विच वी डिस्कस्ड. मिलिट्री एंगेजमेंट, डिफेंस कोलैबोरेशन, मैरीटाइम सिक्योरिटी, इंडो पैसिफिक uncertainty, civil nuclear energy, critical mineral sectors, training, education, licensing. So yeah, Modi ji praised Australia's ban on social media. We discussed that as well. Australia's Online Safety Amendment Act requires social media platforms to detect and block access to children under 16. And we are also planning something similar. Australia's dependence on China and its alliance dependence on Washington have come under strain. India is running its parallel diversification across energy suppliers, defense platforms, and critical minerals. New Delhi wants to limit their exposure. Iran and Ukraine conflicts have driven home that any single point dependency is now a liability. No country can single handedly balance China or hedge against US. Together and alongside partners like Japan, they improved the odds. This is a genuine convergence. The summit also launched the Australia India Partnership on Cyber Critical Technologies and Supply Chain, which is called PACTS, while reaffirming the complementary Australia Canada India Technology Innovation Partnership and AUKUS, which is a trilateral security partnership between Australia, UK, and US. Indian origin Australians are now country's largest immigrant born community, ahead of UK born population for the first time. ठीक है, बढ़िया. Lastly, we have SIR in Manipur is a pathway to exclusion. Manipur is one of the states covered under phase 3 of the SIR process. by the Election Commission. It has already drawn adverse criticism from civil society organizations and opposition, particularly after Bihar and West Bengal elections, due to its hasty, disproportionate, and deletion of voters from voter list, resulting in disenfranchisement, मतलब taking away the right to vote, of large sections of politically undesirable communities and voters. First, Manipur has been in the throes of intense ethnic violence. We are all aware. The Kukis and the Meiteis. Meiteis are 54% inhabiting the Imphal Valley, and Kukis are the people surrounding the hills. And more recently, Manipuri Nagas, which are in the northern part of Manipur, are also involved in the conflict. Ethnic divisions have worsened and spread. Long standing Naga Kuki hostilities have been added to the 3-year-old Meitei Kuki conflict, marked by burning of villages. A nationwide SIR is now a fait accompli following the ruling of the Supreme Court of India in its favor. मतलब होना ही है, it's about time. However, the process can still be made fairer and more sensitive to the risk of exclusion unless measures are adopted to limit the potential harm. By 2029, we may see a pathway to statelessness not only for Kukizo but also for the other tribal communities in Northeast, with their plight obscured amid the broader exclusion and disenfranchisement of Muslims labeled as illegal migrants. Okay, with that we come to the end of our discussion. Vocab for the day. The first word is avushment. Avushment का मतलब होता है declaration, an assertion, a solemn or often public declaration of truth or existence of something. So declaration, assertion, claim are synonyms. Dispute and question are antonyms. Your avushment of his good intention means he won't be disciplined. Next word is headlong. Headlong means jalbazi mein, hurried, rushed, sudden, in a rush with reckless haste. Those who rush headlong to join in the latest craze. Deliberate, unhurried, calculated are athletes. The last word is obduracy. Obduracy मतलब होता है being stubborn, being very steadfast in adhering to an opinion, purpose, or course of action in spite of reason, arguments, or persuasion. So अपनी बात पे टिके रहना, टस से मस ना होना, that's obduracy. Obdurateness, obstinacy, these are synonyms. Stubbornness is a synonym. Broad minded, open minded, reasonable are antonyms. His error was sheer obduracy in refusing to admit a mistake. So, obduracy is stubbornness. Headlong is rushing without, being careful, being reckless. And avushment is a declaration of truth. With that, we wrap up today's discussion, folks. Thank you so much for participating. I'll see you all tomorrow in another session. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a lovely day. Signing off.